You're watching Trading Day on BNN Bloomberg. I'm Amber Canwar. You have to imagine that C-suite executives on companies that have seen their shares and businesses struggle over the last couple of years are a little nervous about the sudden shakeup that has taken place at Starbucks. And boards are probably taking a look at it, considering the stock of Starbucks is up about 20%. What are some other candidates that could be ripe for CEO replacement? We've got Mark Sebastian, founder of Option Pit and CIO of Carmen Line Capital, joining us. It's a fun little exercise. Mark, you say you've got 4 companies that are ripe for this. There's probably a lot more than that, but talk to me about how you're thinking about it, because it's a big move. To see a 20% move on just a CEO change, that's telling you something.
Yeah, so I'm going to drop my Apple diatribe for today. You guys know I think Cook needs to go. And I want to look at some ones that are probably a little easier to understand. And I want to start with Intel. Talk about a company that dropped the ball with Barbie, that really hasn't done anything innovative with its product line. I mean,
Mattel. Yeah,
yeah.
Intel has done nothing with Barbie, you're right.
They had the breakout hit and completely dropped the ball with Barbie. And let's not just stop with Barbie. I mean, I had the original Castle Grayskull. When was the last time they did anything with Master of the Universe? The Hot Wheels line, Matchbox, the stock hasn't done anything since, they fixed themselves a little bit financially, but they had just a real opportunity with this Barbie movie and have done nothing with it. I think they need somebody innovative, somebody creative, because, say what you will about the Michael Bay movies, but don't tell me that didn't sell a lot of Optimus Prime toys, because it did. And the fact they couldn't do the same thing with Barbie, the #1 selling toy in the world, just tells you that there was a swing and a miss here.
Okay, so that's Mattel. We've got this long list as well, because you had Nike on the list. You have Intel as well. Nike, you've got John Donahoe, who's been there for 4.5 years, trading at a 4-year low. You think maybe that's the worst, and then it comes out with results and it drops another 20%. That sounds like a very Starbucks-esque story.
Yeah, I mean, I just think they're mismanaging themselves. When was the last time they had an ad campaign that really caught anybody's attention? Their best-selling brand is not Nike, it's Jordan. Kids don't want to wear Nike, they want to wear Jordan, and that just tells you how far Nike has fallen. They've fallen behind in basketball, they've fallen behind in running. They need a new brand, they need a new direction, I think they need new leadership.
It's funny you have Disney on there, because that is the shakeup, was Bob Iger.
Well, it was a shakeup to unshaking up. The stock is actually down since he fired the CEO. What have they done that has been really effective? I mean, Deadpool and the Wolverine, how are they going to sell toys out of that? It's a rated R movie. Every other movie that they've really come out with has not done that well. Inside Out 2 was probably going to do something. Again, not a great movie to sell toys. The parks, obviously, if we're going to be heading into the recession, they got problems. I don't see a lot of vision there. Iger was a great CEO in his previous term. Maybe things have moved a little beyond him, and he's a placeholder and needs to find somebody to kind of move them into the next decade.
I mean, let's be clear. Disney, their results, they're profitable in streaming. They posted that a lot earlier than was anticipated. That's Iger. And the parks, I mean, everybody is seeing a slowdown, right? Everybody is seeing a slowdown, even home, all the industries. I know you read these earning reports. You can't really put that at the feet of Iger.
No, but, you would think that he would be able to, the movie failures are kind of at his feet, and the just absolute mess that is the Star Wars franchise kind of falls on him. And you would think that if there'd been more success on the Star Wars side, on the MCU side, that would at least draw some people to the parks. And again, the toy sales are not very good because nobody's watching the movies, and it's not drawing people to buy the toys. So, say what you will, the stock is lower than when he took over as CEO, and that's a problem.
Intel is another case. I don't know how much you can put on Gelsinger because he's not a long tenured CEO. 3.5 years, previous CEO 2 years, previous CEO 5 years. Is a new CEO going to cure this?
I don't. I mean, they've got a cultural problem. This thing has been just going straight down. Maybe this fabrication. Maybe he deserves the time to see this fabrication business through. In theory, the fabrication business at this point is worth more than the whole company if they can pull it off. But I mean, Intel is just so bad. You got to wonder if just to get this thing out of the doldrums, to give investment people any hope, they need new leadership, somebody to get people excited about the company, because Gelsinger is not doing it.
Okay, so that's like a fun thought experiment. Now that we've seen this shift in Starbucks, we just had an analyst on who said the issues Starbucks are facing are industry-wide. A new CEO can't fix it. Do you agree with that? Would you buy Starbucks here?
Well, I would have bought Starbucks at $70 when it was down there or below. Up here, it's probably fully valued. They do have some real issues in product line, in what they're offering, but those are curable. And a new CEO, someone like that has led Chipotle, that has a cult following that Starbucks once did. Let's not forget, 25 years ago, Starbucks was what Chipotle is now to a lot of young people. It was that cult following. You had you were the young 20-something walking around with your Starbucks cup. It was kind of the cool thing. And with the right leadership, maybe they can kind of get that back. And so there is hope for Starbucks, and what I would say is it's probably fully valued with where it's at. Was probably a buy prior to this announcement.
Okay, so it's kind of a wait and see from here if he can turn it into the next Chipotle. We've seen some really successful, CEO shakeups. I think about the Gap, right? Again, a revolving door of CEOs, and then you get Richard Dixon. I think expectations were very low, and it's more than double since he's taken over about a year ago. So you can get that CEO factor moving a stock.
Absolutely, a good leader can absolutely turn around a company, and Gap's a good example. I'm trying to think of a few off the top of my head, but look at what happened with Microsoft, right? Microsoft just didn't do anything for 10 years. They changed the CEO, and it challenges Apple consistently back to being the most valuable company in the world. Leadership does matter. People complain about the CEO pay until that CEO adds trillions of dollars to the value of the company, and then they stop. So yeah, a good CEO, a really good CEO does matter. Now, a CEO where the company doesn't do anything for 10 years, making billions of dollars, that's what I think upsets people. But these guys and girls that add tons of value to the shareholders, they're worth every penny they're paid.
And